Hello everyone. I've been kindly invited today to present on the revisions to the Temporary Safety Measure Inspection Standard and also to highlight some of the issues identified during our TSM inspections that were carried out over the last year and a half. The main changes to the standard are in relation to the qualification criteria, the scope of inspections, the frequency of inspections, and reporting requirements. In relation to the qualification criteria, the standard CC STY 04005 inspection qualifications for safety measures inspections has been withdrawn. The qualification criteria is now contained within CC STY 04002 and are aligned with the Temporary Traffic Management Guidance Handbook, i.e. Level 6 Engineering or Safety Qualification and Knowledge, TTM Audit Qualifications or TTM Design Qualifications and Experience, and min 7 years postgrad experience with 5 years experience in road design, road construction or TTM. In relation to the scope of inspections, all sections of roadworks which impact upon road users and their immediate approaches should be inspected. In terms of who inspects what, if you procured it, you inspect it. If you manage it, you inspect it. So in brief, local authority procured works are inspected by local authorities. TII procured works are inspected by Roadplan, who are appointed by TII and who, on occasion, may inspect local authority roadworks at TII's request. Revisions were also made to the frequency of inspections. The following two tables were simplified to make them easier to follow. So, for all construction works, if the duration of the works is greater than 1 year, then inspect every quarter. Between 6 months and a year, 3 inspections are required. Between 1 to 6 months, 2 inspections are required. And finally, if the duration of construction works is less than a month, sites are to be randomly inspected. For maintenance contracts, if the duration of the contract is greater than 3 months, an average of 1 inspection per month should be carried out. If the duration of the contract is less than 3 months, a single inspection per contract should be carried out. Changes to inspection reporting. There is now an increased onus on road authorities to confirm compliance with the standard. Road authorities, road operatives, and statutory undertakers are to maintain records of inspections but are no longer required to upload inspections reports onto the TI Roadworks website. Instead, confirmation is to be provided to TI annually via the Roadworks website confirming adherence to the standard. The following slides will provide examples of issues identified during our TSM inspections on TI procured works over the previous year and a half. The image on the top left of the screen shows an operative standing beside the quad bike on the live traffic side of the quad bike. If an operative dismounts from the quad to face oncoming traffic, they should only stand on the side nearest to the hard shoulder. Operatives standing on the live traffic side of the quad are putting themselves at an increased risk of being struck by a passing vehicle. The image on the bottom left shows an operative entering the warning vehicle on the live traffic side of the vehicle adjacent to passing traffic. Operatives should only enter and exit on the passenger side of the vehicle when stopped adjacent to live traffic. In relation to VMSs, a VMS is regarded as a hazard, i.e. a fixed object, in accordance with DN REQ 3034. Where feasible, VMSs should be protected by existing safety barrier if access is available. VMSs should be located in the verge where a safety barrier is not present and a single line of cones placed in the hard shoulder 40 meters in advance of the VMS. Where no access to a verge or to the rear of a safety barrier is available, 2 lines of cones should be placed in the hard shoulder 20 meters and 60 meters in advance of the VMS, as per the image on the bottom left of the screen. Regarding the position of the block vehicle IPV in relation to the works vehicle, the block vehicle should be located between 50 and 100 meters from the works vehicle. If the block vehicle is too close to the works vehicle, i.e. less than 50 meters, then there is a risk of the block vehicle being shunted into the works vehicle if struck by an armed vehicle. If the block vehicle is too far from the works vehicle, then there is a risk of traffic entering the area between the block vehicle and the works vehicle. An advice note has been developed to highlight the risk associated with incorrect layouts. These advice notes are available on the TII publication website in the library section. There were a number of TTM setups where the end of roadwork sign was not in place. The roadworks ahead sign should be erected together with a supplementary end plate as the last temporary sign visible to road users leaving any roadworks. This end plate marks the finish of all other roadworks warning signs used within the site. There were a number of sites where signed sightlines were either obscured by other road signage, by vegetation, or by the road geometry, i.e. downstream of a low radius bend. In relation to lamps and reflectors, if works are being carried out at night time, or if the TTM is being left in place overnight, then adequate lamps and reflectors, temporary edge lines and studs should be provided. There were some examples of where sufficient longitudinal or lateral safety zones were not provided or maintained. All safety zones should be kept clear of plant and material. Finally, in relation to TTM maintenance, there were some sites where cones were displaced and signs were knocked over. Traffic management installations should be inspected at regular intervals. The following slide provides an indication of the performance of the marked contractors over the last 10 years. The closer the score to 2, the better the performance. What can be clearly seen from the above graph is that over the last 10 years, contractors' performance is improving overall. Finally, to finish off with, I thought it would be a good idea to reflect on the level of risk experienced by road workers while working on roads. Bear Scotland are a road maintenance and management firm in Scotland. A study of their road workers indicated that greater than 85% of road workers experience dangerous driver behaviour when working on sites, while greater than 75% received verbal abuse from passing motorists. This really highlights the risk and stress road workers experience when working on roads, and we must do everything that we can to reduce this risk and exposure as much as possible. So, thank you for listening today, and I will now hand you back over to Jonathan.